we'll stamp that in there.
20 minutes, right. I've got a little game for you. Right. I want you to rank these cameos out of 5.
All right.
Because we can't ignore it. This is cameo heavy. Like, it is very heavy.
So shall we just reel off who's in this, and then we can go into the rankings?
Let's go as we go along.
Okay.
I tried to make a list.
Right.
So the cameos that have the biggest impact on the plot would be X-23 to start off with.
Mm-hmm.
Go on, out of 5. There's a lot to go through.
Sorry, I'm going to say 4. 4.
Pyro.
3.
That came out of nowhere for me. But I wasn't expecting him to take such a big role.
He sticks around, doesn't he? Yeah.
3 out of 5. I think that's fair. Electra.
3.
Blade. Wesley Snipes' Blade.
3 just because not a very nice person. So it was a surprise to see him back in that role.
In the movie, I'm giving that a 5. Genuinely giving that 5.
Yeah, some callbacks to some old lines.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
And also there was that joke about Ryan Reynolds in Blade Trinity.
Yeah. So Blade, obviously Wesley Snipes has been in a movie with Ryan Reynolds, and apparently they did not get along. Or when I say they don't get along, it was Wesley Snipes hated the guts out of Ryan Reynolds, apparently.
Yeah, the classic morgue scene where he's got his eyes closed. Yeah. He's refusing to... Yeah.
But he seemed lighthearted about that. I think you wanted to give a shout out to Jennifer Garner for a pretty good joke as well.
Yeah, there's a fantastic line with Jennifer Garner where they ask where Daredevil is, and they say...
They're clearly referring to the Ben Affleck one.
Yes.
Jennifer Garner's ex-husband.
Yes. And obviously when this was filmed, that's probably quite a fresh separation.
Real fresh.
Remember me?
And they say, "Oh, he's not here,"
and
they kind of ruin the fact that he's not there.
He died trying to get to Cassandra Nova 4.
Yeah,
and Devil says, "Not that much of a mister, is it?"
No, Jennifer Garner says, she's like, he's not really missed.
This one was cool. And the moment I saw a card going into the room, I went, "There's cameo after cameo after cameo, isn't there?" But then they introduce Channing Tatum's Gambit.
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
That's got to be a 4, I think.
I think that's a 4. I liked that. It was fun.
Jokes out of that. I think he nailed the accent, and they make a joke about how the accent is kind of intelligible. Like, you can't really make out some of the things he's saying. When the car came in, truthfully, I thought it was Bullseye at first. I was expecting to see Colin Farrell walk through the door. But that was great. Comic accurate costume.
I will say, and I'll come back to this again, I think, the costume did not work with him. He's not built for that anymore, is he? He's a little bit too stent. And they weren't paying him enough to cut down, were they?
Yeah, he definitely filled out for it. And those 4 characters, and then Pyro, so 5, they get a significant amount of screen time.
Yeah.
They all get jokes, and they all get kind of callbacks to their own movies, or lack thereof. Yeah.
So this one was a bit... This one irked me a little bit. Juggernaut.
Really?
How do you feel about that?
I enjoyed it. Probably best they didn't get Vinnie Jones back because he didn't do a great job.
Don't you know who I am? I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!
He didn't, but then at the same time, why did they give him the costume? So whoever the actor... We haven't actually done any research on this. We are fresh off from the cinema. Whoever played Juggernaut in this movie has the exact costume Vinnie Jones had.
Minus the rubber six-pack.
Minus the rubber six-pack. So why did they not just... If it's not Vinnie Jones, just do the other Juggernaut that's already exists in this universe.
True, yeah.
I don't know. How are you rating that one? For me, that was a 1.
Yeah, but perhaps a 2. He doesn't do much. He's only there for his helmet, so...
He's only there for his head to get chopped off. Toad.
1 or a 2, because I think it was the original actor. It was kind of fun to see him back.
From the first time we've seen him since What Happens to a Toad When It Gets Struck by Lightning. Arclight, did you notice she was there?
Is that the one with the purple?
Yeah.
1? Yeah. It's 1 just because there's not much to them. They're there as like a group of baddies, but I think it's a fun change from having a bunch of faceless goons to having people who you can say, oh, yes, it's him or her.
I put Azrael, I put
Azazel.
I put Azazel, Lady Deathstrike, Arclight in the same group with actually being a 5 for me. Because they fulfill their role perfectly. And if you know, you know. If you don't, it doesn't affect the story.
Yes, and
So
there's
that's
a lady
perfect
with
cameo
the porcupine lady from X-Men 3.
Yeah, but she was... They made her a lady, but originally it was a guy, remember? She got killed by the porcupine.
Yes.
I can't remember what his mutant name is.
Yes.
Sabretooth was a nice callback.
Yeah, not a lot of screen time, but
Did what he needed to do.
yeah, it looks exactly like he did in 2000, so that's cool.
This one is the biggest spoiler, I think. But my favourite one. I think this one's a 5 for me. Human Torch.
Very fun.
That was really... So, Chris Evans is introduced via voice to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
We're made to believe he's Captain America.
Yes.
And then it all clicks. It's actually Johnny Storm. So that was my favourite cameo, actually.
I'd actually give that a 3 as well.
Okay.
He's in it for a while. It's funny and
Yeah.
it's a nice twist because you see his face and you hear his voice and they,
Oh,
like you
flames
said,
on.
they hang it up. Yeah, he flames on and then all he does in that form is shoot fire at Pyro, and Pyro absorbs it.
Yeah.
And then he runs out of flame and it's kind of like, you know, in the grand scheme of things, I think that'll probably be one, a bit harder of a matchup, and two,
Yeah.
you'd probably go for the other people first.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's kind of nitpicky, and that's because I like Johnny Storm as a character.
Yeah.
I think anyone else, any normal moviegoer would just be
Really
like,
enjoyed that.
yeah, that's really fun. I can't believe they got him back. So,
Yeah. Those are the only ones that I noticed and made note of. Is any of the cameos I've missed there?
there is... there's 1,000,001 Deadpools in this movie,
So,
and
yeah.
Lady Deadpool is... They make a couple jokes about Blake Lively previously, and that lady